What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Just Jay the podcast. I hope everybody had a great week. I hope you enjoyed last week's episode. This week I have like a very brief episode planner, so there's nothing really crazy that I have to talk about, just some housekeeping stuff, or just some things that like have been on my mind the past week that I want to get off my chest that I feel like would be great for you guys to hear as well. First of all, I got a lot of love on last week's episode. I think it's just crazy how every episode that I put out, like I told you guys last episode, my friend that like I low-key work for, she texted me and she was like, I can't believe you put out an episode and didn't tell me. Thanks for the shout out. And I was just like, wow, I didn't expect her to see it so fast. But I'm proud of myself. I'm excited for, the continued consistency. I'm excited for you guys to see me on Being Black is Ghetto. It's going to be dropping very soon. And then you'll see me consistently on there. I'm very excited for that. I'm a little nervous about like all of the extra eyes that they have over there on that platform, but it's fine. I'm meant for it. I'm not worried about it. And I don't even care. I feel like constantly they always ask me like on that platform, like if I'm ready for the comments or like if I have tough skin. And I'm just like, honestly, like there's nothing nobody could say to me that like will make me question myself anymore. You know what I mean? Like my self-confidence is so high. So it's just like, I'm ready. I'm ready for all the new eyes. I'm ready for them to discover me and my platform as well as enjoy me on that one. So, and I'm still talking my shit over there too. There's nothing different. Okay. But yeah, shout out to Jay Evans. Shout out to Terrence T. That's my new team, I guess you could say. Now, first thing that I want to talk about, because I feel like I've been getting this a lot, or I've been realizing it a lot, is that I express love better than I receive it. And I feel like I knew that for a while, but like what I mean by that is like I have a hard time accepting that people love me or that people trust me or that people, really care about me the way that I care about them. I often feel like this is just like my natural life, but I often feel like I always give more than others give to me. And it's very apparent most times. And I think that's why how do I word this? I feel like because I give so much to other people, that when there are other genuine people that like actually will reciprocate that love and give me the love that I need, like I'm so not used to it because I've been giving all this love to these people who haven't been reciprocal or been able to reciprocate the love that I have. So I think that like it's kind of fucked with how I accept love. Like even when people give me compliments, I'm like, oh, stop. Or I'm like trying to figure out a way to give them the compliment back. You know what I mean? I can never just take my compliment and go. Or I can never just take, like, even when people like, I go out with my aunt all the time and like their favorite thing to do is like, this toast is for Jayla for all the accomplishments she's done and all the things that she's been through this year. Like, let's do that for her. And I almost want to crawl out of my skin because I don't know. Like, I just feel like that's something that I really, really need to improve on. And I really need to learn how to be better at receiving the love that I give out. And I feel like that because I am better at expressing love than receiving it, I often self-sabotage like my friendships and my relationships because I always feel like I'm going the extra mile and I'm not being met halfway. And I feel like sometimes what I have to learn is that like I'm one of those people that like I go all out. So if I fuck with you, like I'm going to give you everything. I'm going to give you 100%. And like, there are people that don't operate like that. You kind of have to work your way up to gain their trust and gain their effort fully. And I feel like I'm just someone that straight out the gate comes leading with that. And I think sometimes I need to work on that because it's like, you don't really know this person at all. So why are you trying to be the best friend and be the best person ever? Like, you do not know this person. And I think that, like I said, I'm naturally a lover. So sometimes I get hurt and sometimes, people don't appreciate my love. And that leads to me being in situations that, cause me heartache or cause me stress. And I feel like before I used to be upset about that because it's like, damn, I'm such a good person and I'm always getting hurt. I always have to go through something to get the love that I have given out to get it back. And I feel like I've had to realize that I'm okay with being hurt once or twice. I'm okay with going through, some heartaches because I loved fully. So that's all that matters to me is that I loved fully and that I gave everybody, my 100%. And I worked hard for the relationship that I developed with you. And I think that Sometimes when you get hurt so often, it can convince you like, damn, I'm too good of a person. Damn, I'm giving way too much to these people. I should change within myself. And I feel like you should never change who you are because other people can't meet you where you are. I think that especially when it comes to how you love people, never change how you love because there are people that are not used to receiving a love like that. And I always say whatever love you give out, they deserve that, or they needed that. So don't be upset because of the love that you gave, no matter what they did with it, whether they shit on you or they reciprocated and gave it back. Whatever the case may be, whatever outcome is from that situation, all the love that you gave was necessary, and all the love that you gave was important, and all the love that you gave was solely for you because you wanted to give that love. So don't ever regret the love that you give people. And I think that due to me, transitioning from being in a relationship to not being in a relationship, I think that I'm learning so many different things about like where I am allowed to put my time, or where not even allowed, but where I feel like I should be putting my time at, because it's like, I don't want to really, I don't know, like a lot of things lately, like people have been hitting me up for plans or hitting me up to do things. And I'm just like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that right now. I really, really don't. Like, I'm not trying to go out. I'm not trying to do none of that. On Saturday, I'm going out for my homegirl's birthday, but that's only because she told me a month ago. So I have to go, and I don't ever pop out for her, and I really need to. So that's the only thing that I'm about to do. And also, I'm trying to get closer to God so that he can just guide me in the right direction. Because I feel like I wake up every day and I'm like, damn, okay, I'm doing so many great things. I'm doing the podcast thing. I'm creating a space for myself and my audiences in that realm. But outside of that, what else do I want to do? Because I saw this podcast where the woman was like, I have to find her name. I'm going to find her name and I'm going to put it in the YouTube video. But the woman was like, we have to, when we're single, that should be your time to, when you come back to being single, that should be your time to figure out what else you can offer to the table. What else do you add to the world besides your heart and besides what you can do in a relationship? And I think that that question has been super important and super on my mind lately, because it's like, I know that I can do so many things. Like, I can do podcasting. I can, I just launched my reading Instagram I told all my followers about it, and I got a lot of people that followed me. And that's what I mean by like trying to get closer to God and trying to see what I'm supposed to be doing and what I'm not supposed to be doing. Because like me posting about my reading Instagram, I was so in my head about that, and I was so nervous about it. And then when I posted it, so many of my people followed me. So it was just like, all you got to do is just talk about it. And I was just saying this on my story the other day or yesterday. And I was like, whatever dream you were sleeping on in 2024, let's actually execute it in 2025. And let's really stop talking about our dreams to other people, because I feel like I'm a firm believer in like just not telling people your dreams, because number one, they have the potential to steal that dream. And number two, the negative energy harboring in a lot of people's bodies that's unbeknownst to us could very well taint the positive energy surrounding your dream. I am a firm believer in that. I'll never forget. I told a couple people about like my dream. I just feel like after I told them, I was kind of doubting the dream or the vision that I had. And that's when I was like, oh no, they probably got some negative energy in their body, and that just projected all onto my positive vibe bubble. And also, I do feel like people can steal your whatever idea you tell them. But at the end of the day, what I've also realized is that they can steal your dream all they want, but the sauce that you have is never going to be there. So it's never going to be right. It's never going to be the perfect vision that you've been envisioning, because it's not you doing it. So I say all that to say, like, I just think when it comes to our dreams, and it comes to, because I feel like a lot of people also don't want to start doing things because they're not the most knowledgeable about it. Neither was I. I don't know all of this stuff about podcasting, nor do I really want to or aim to. Like, I've been doing this for 3 years and I don't know everything that I'm supposed to know. And I'm okay with admitting that. But there's nothing wrong with sitting down, starting with a mustard seed of an idea and just plotting around it. Writing down everything that you do know and everything that you want to figure out. And also, research is free. YouTube is free. Google is free. TikTok, for the most part, for right now, is free. Get on them motherfuckers and just do your research and figure out where you want to go and what lane you want to do it. And I think that there's nothing wrong with just starting something and learning as you go. And I also think there's nothing wrong with starting something and failing a couple times and getting all that experience under your belt and learning those lessons and then prospering again. You know what I mean? I think that if I had just launched my podcast when I first had the idea in 2019, it would have been something beautiful at this point, because I would have gotten the experience of, failing a few times and just, gotten a few doors closed in my face or a few no's. And it's just, now that I'm, doing it, I'm like, damn, when I was 19, I had all of the ideas and I have all of the energy. And now I'm just like, I'm happy that I waited until I was 21, because I had just developed a new voice and a newfound love and respect for myself. But at the same time, I think that 19-year-old girl had stuff to talk about too. That 19-year-old girl really wanted to prove her point also. And I regret not giving her the chance to do so, because it would have been a great reflection moment for me, because I would have been able to sit here and do it years later and then look back at her for when she had her time to shine and would have been amazed. But I think that, again, the doubt, the fears, the not knowing everything, the just, pressure that you feel is put on you when you decide to do something. And I also feel like a lot of people will cast doubt on you and try to put, negativity on your dream and on you in general, until they realize that the faith you have in yourself is unwavering. And I've noticed that so many times with a lot of people in my circle. Like, my podcast has gotten so much negativity. It has gotten, oh, it's not going to go anywhere. It's been 3 years. It's still coming off the ground. I've gotten, I'm just not your target audience. I've gotten all of that. And quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. Okay. Because it's still growing and it's still having the impact it has today. But also, when I feel like when people realize, like, oh no, she's 3 years in, she's still going. She's still after her dream. She's still going after the things that she started out going after. That's when they realize, oh, she can't be swayed. She can't be knocked off of her box. She can't be persuaded to not do it. And I think that's another thing. Like, people tried to persuade me to not do it because they wanted more room for themselves in the podcast realm. But realistically, like, podcasting is so broad, and there's so many different people out here. There's so many different opinions, so many different ideas, so many different perspectives, that we all could sit on this couch and talk and make our bread together. So I feel like once my faith in Just Jay was established, not even just for the naysayers, but like everybody, that's when it was kind of a thing for everybody, where it was like, okay, she's serious about this. We're going to have to either support her or just move out of her way. And I respect everybody that's moved out of my way and just totally has like decided that this is not the podcast for them. That's totally okay. Because I don't aim to please everybody. And another thing that I seen on Instagram a couple days ago was that your target audience is not your friends and your family. Your target audience is people that don't even know you across the country. Your target audience is not the people that, you post for and your close friends every day. Because if that's your target audience, you're not going to get very far. You have to dream bigger, and your audience has to be bigger than who you know and what you know. Like, there's so many people that I don't even know that support my podcast, that like every post, that listen to every episode, that comment on every YouTube video. I do not know these people. I do not. But at the end of the day, I do know them because we have something in common, and we both love Just Jay equally. So I love them even more because I don't know them. I love them even more because they found me authentically and have no idea who I am, and have been like, oh, this girl has some wisdom on her. She got something to talk about, and I enjoy that. And I think that it's grown the most amazing platform. But like, it's always like that, no matter what you do, whether you're a clothing designer, a photographer, podcaster, whatever you want to do, your close friends should never be your target audience. Because what I learned early on also is that when those close friends or that family circle that you're trying to seem appeasing to, when they don't support you, it hurts you. And when they don't support you, it makes you feel like, damn, what am I doing wrong that's not appeasing to them? What am I doing wrong that doesn't appeal to them? And at the end of the day, all that's going to do is make you doubt your craft and make you doubt you. You don't need that. So when you're in the process of starting something, I want you to program your mind to be like, my target audience is so much bigger than the people I know, so much bigger than the island I live on, the state that I live in, all of that, even the country you live in, girl. There are people across the world listening to your podcast right now who have no idea who you are, but you are helping them through something that is so traumatic and you don't even know it. Like my grandma's situation, I'm sure there's somebody around the world that has gone through a similar situation with a similar loved one and is like, damn, how the fuck does she know what's going on in my life? You know what I mean? And I love that. And I think that comes, a lot of the things that I preach about on this show have come with so much time of me doing this and me sitting on this couch and me being disappointed and me being upset because I'm not getting shown up for. And we were just having this conversation on Being Black is Ghetto about, is a friend that's not supporting you, are they a hater? Girl, absolutely. I'm sorry. It don't take nothing. And even Jay Evans, we were talking about this on the show. He was like, yo, like, it don't take nothing to share my post. It don't take nothing to like a post. It doesn't take anything to comment on a post. And I feel like I agree with that. I'm sorry. Let me tell you something, and this has happened to me so many times. I have been screaming to the rooftops for people to support me. But then their homies got clothing brands, or they making music, and you in the music videos and you in the photo shoots for the clothing brand, but I can't get a single share? Girl, bye. No. And that shit used to really upset me, because then this is the downsides of entrepreneurship and trying to start your own shit. It has a way to play with your mind where you're like, damn, do they not fucking like me, or am I just not doing anything that they fuck with or anything that they truly support? Like, what's the deal? What's the difference between me and your homeboy? First of all, I'm not asking you to sit on the motherfucking couch. I'm asking you to share a damn post. And that was so hard for so many people. And you know where they are now? Not in my life, baby, because you are a hater. You are a hater. I don't care what you say. You are a hater. I don't care what you say. You are a hater. And it goes back to the video that I seen a couple days ago where it was like, your friends are not your target audience. They're going to act like they didn't see it. They're going to act like they're going to scroll right past it because it's not important to them. And if it's not important to them, fuck them. Okay? That's how I feel. And, you know, the people that love me. Girl, I have my friends that text me every week. Like, girl, I love that episode. That was amazing. Can't wait for the next one. It's that simple. It's that easy to be supportive. And it's like, I'm not even asking you to sit here and watch me on YouTube and watch one Instagram clip and keep it moving. Like, I don't understand. Anyway, another topic that I had, enough about the haters, because I really fucking hate talking about haters on my show. It makes me so, I don't know what it does to my body, but it literally, I don't know. Anyway, another topic that I had on my cue card was the importance of weekly drops. I know I talked about this last week when Lex P basically said on the Act Normal podcast, she said that weekly content is what the people want. It's what podcast audiences want. And I was talking to my friend and she was like, I understand that and I respect that for you. And if that's what you feel like you have to do, then do it. But if you cannot meet that requirement, don't stress yourself out. And I have to put in the quote that she said because it literally blew me away. She was like, sometimes your B+ work is someone's A+ work. So give yourself grace. And once she said that, I don't know. I think that, I guess because it's a new year, so everybody's supportive of everybody's dreams and everybody wants everybody to win right now. And I've been seeing a lot of videos on social media about just putting your content out. I seen this girl yesterday. She was like, just because you feel like you don't have the right lighting or the right, equipment to record your stuff, or you don't know who's going to listen to you. You don't know where your content is going to go, or you just might not feel like making content, but you should still do it. Doesn't matter about how it may look to somebody, because she also said, you are Beyonce to somebody. Whether you're sitting in your house and you're like, damn, the lighting sucks. Somebody is watching that and is like, damn, this is so cool. I wish I could do that. So again, like, this is just the mind games of starting anything that is your own. And I even feel like it takes time for you to really perfect your craft. It takes time for you to really get the right footing. Like me right now, yes, I have a podcast studio in my home, but I do feel like I'm outgrowing it because it's just different when you like wake up and you get ready and you walk right downstairs compared to when you wake up, you get ready and you go to your own facility. You know what I mean? Like, and my nail tech, she just got her own like little nail suite. And she was saying to me like, yo, when I was working out of my house, like it was so hard for me. And I found myself getting depressed sometimes because I'm just getting up, getting dressed, putting on whatever clothes. Because, nail techs get their clothes dirty. So she's like, I'm not even really putting in no effort to get dressed because I can't, because I'm going to ruin my clothes. So she's like, I'm getting dressed and I'm walking right downstairs. Like the depression in that. And she was like, some days I don't even want to get out of bed because I know that like I'm just going right downstairs. So it's not nothing crazy. And she was like, me getting my own suite outside of my house has totally changed my mentality, because it's like I have somewhere to go now. I have something to look forward to. It's not solely in my house. And I understand that. And I really resonate with that because I feel like, I don't know, it works for the time being. You know what I mean? And it's okay to want more and want to expand more. But I definitely feel like this also, podcasting is so continuously evolutionary. Like there's always things changing. There's always things, new things happening, that I feel like me branching out and finding my own facility to record my podcast outside of my home would be super beneficial to me. But again, everything takes time, everything takes money, everything takes resources. So it's just hard. It's really, really hard to develop something and continue the momentum, and then continue the momentum so much that you actually want to improve, and you actually have to, have ideas to create something better. Taking your brand to the next level each and every time is a big step, and it's a big change. And I think that the last step for me is working out the studio situation. Although what I have in my home works for me, and it totally is super beneficial, because if I didn't have a space, like, I don't know where I would be. I'd probably still be recording in my fucking car like I was 3 years ago. But, and that's another thing that I'm trying to say, like, you have no idea where you're going to be once you start. You know what I mean? Like, I started in my car. I literally started in my car. I started upstairs in my bedroom. I used to record in my bed, no video, just audio. And that worked for me. And then I got people on Instagram and YouTube, or no, Instagram, that were like, yo, like, we need to see your face. Can I please, like, come on, you gotta get the videos going. And that's when I was like, another change. I wasn't ready for it. I was kind of anxious to be on YouTube, but at the end of the day, when you're secure within yourself, I think that's another thing too. I didn't want YouTube to make me insecure within myself, because the YouTube comments be crazy. But at the end of the day, when you are so secure within yourself and what you're creating, nobody's opinion can sway you any kind of way. And I've learned that, and I really didn't believe that I had that quality until I started this, because I've gotten so many opinions. I've gotten so many just, sometimes you get those unsolicited opinions where it's like, oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do this. But then it's just like, well, that's not really going to work for me. You know what I mean? Like, my mind has shifted totally from 2021 when I first started this to 2025, which is now. And I just have so many ideas, and I have so many more visions, and I'm so grateful that every stage of my journey, I stayed down and I was like, you know what? It's going to be whatever it's going to be. And I'm going to be here for the ride. And I have been, and I'm grateful to see where it has come, because it's just been beautiful. It really has. And I really, everybody that's been here from the beginning, who has seen my original setup where I only had like a table in here and like one folding chair, like this has really become something. And now that I'm talking about it, and now I'm looking around the room, I'm like, girl, don't sleep. Okay. Don't sleep on your dreams, because 2025, who knows where I'll be. I'm on a whole new platform now as a co-host doing my thing. And that could really be everything for not only that platform, but for me as a person. So I'm excited. And I think that just gave me a lot of motivation. So thank y'all for walking me through that. And also, this is also a reason why I love podcasting, because I'll sit here and I'll talk about something with y'all, and I won't even realize how strong I've been, or how amazing my platform has grown. You know what I mean? Like, me sitting here talking to you about where I started from to where I am now, in the space that I am in now, is just like, wow. Sometimes you got to talk about it to really understand what you've gone through. And wow, shout out to y'all. I also go back to therapy on Friday, which is, I'm very excited about. I haven't seen her since, I want to say, September. Yeah, I haven't seen her since September. So there's been so much that's happened since then, and I it's not even like I can't wait, but I really can't wait to, I don't want to say I can't wait, because that sounds horrible, but the reason I'm saying I can't wait is because I can't wait to heal from it with her. I can't wait to let her know about my grandma, because she's going to be blown away. I feel like every time I go to her, I have some like groundbreaking news, and she's just like, girl, how are you still standing? How are you still living? Like, this is crazy. So I feel like, and like I was telling you guys before, I don't have a physical like grave site to go visit my grandma. So like, it's hard for me to like really heal from her. So I feel like I'm excited to go to therapy and talk about it, because she's going to give me, ask me the questions that I need to be asked, or give me the insight that I need. And I'm excited for that. And I think that it's time for me to go to therapy. And I was just telling my homegirl the other day, like, I could feel when I'm a little unbalanced. The analogy I gave my homegirl was, I feel like I'm on a bicycle, and the nuts and bolts to my bicycle wheels are a little loose. So imagine that. Imagine riding a bicycle and you're like, damn, any moment my wheels could fly the fuck off and I would be assed out. That's how I feel. Best way I could ever put it. And I think that sums it all up, if you ask me. But yeah, I'm going back to therapy. I'm really excited. I want it to be something that I do consistently again, because again, that was something that I was super consistent in. I was going every week. Then I started going every 2 weeks because life started getting a little bit better. Now I'm probably going to have to go back to every week because all the screws that she tightened, I might have loosened again. And I love my therapist. I really, really do. And I'm not going to shout her out because I know she will hear this one day. But she has definitely helped me become who is sitting in front of you. But I think that you guys also know that I get in these moods where like I take breaks from therapy and I just don't go back because there's so much going on. My grandma is really, really the reason that I stopped going back though, for real, because I was like, girl, I really need to process that first. And just that whole story of her passing and all the other stuff is going to blow my therapist away. But I need to be back in that chair. I need to hear her voice. I need to be asked the questions that she can only ask me, because I feel like venting to your friends is so different because they're only going to ask you questions that are like surface level. Your therapist is really going to get in your ass and be like, okay, how do you really feel? Like when you go to sleep at night, what's the last thing you think about? You know what I mean? Like shit like that. And that's what I need right now. So yeah, I have another topic that I really want to touch on briefly because I've been asked these questions a lot since I announced that like I'm not really in a relationship anymore last episode. And although you guys are just now finding out about it, that is not new news. That's very old news, but whatever. And then basically I had somebody ask me like, what's the time frame for moving on from a relationship that's acceptable for society? This is going to sound crazy, but I don't give a fuck about society. I don't give a fuck what society has to say about me moving on with my life. Now, when it comes to me moving on and developing a new relationship, I think that that's what your point is. And that question I understand. But respectfully, like, I don't know, man, because no matter what, whether you move on in 6 months to a year or what, the opposite, your ex-partner finding out is still going to hurt them regardless. It's going to be what it's going to be. So I think that, and there are a lot of people that I know that like after they leave a relationship, I'm one of those people, like I'm not dating. I'm not trying to go on no dates. I'm not trying to do none of that because I'm just like, I'm not even really interested for real. Not off the strength of me being hurt from my last relationship or me being like, you know, like in a negative space or anything like that. I just don't have the energy, nor do I care for it. And it's just like, if I'm by myself right now, I really need to be by myself. And I'm literally just trying to heal and focus on me and grow. So as far as me trying to move on and do something different, that's not really in my wheelhouse right now. But if it was to happen, like let's say in a month or two, I meet my dream man and I'm in therapy and I'm healing and I'm doing my thing. Oh yeah, I could give a fuck about what society has to say. I'm sorry. Quite frankly, because you don't know what happened in that last relationship. You don't know how fucking fed up I could have been, or how fucking toxic it could have been, or how over it I could have been. You have no idea unless I say that out my mouth. So I'm sorry, but society is going to have to catch me when they catch me. So as far as that question, I understand your point and why you asked that. But at the end of the day, if you feel like you're ready to move on and heal and do your thing without that person, who is society to tell you when and when you can't? Also, they were talking about the guilt that comes with being okay with your decision to leave a relationship. Ooh, that's a bar. I'm sorry. Now, this is the thing. This is the thing, and I hate this because I know that whatever. He's probably not going to listen to it. I don't care if he does. But I don't feel guilty. I mean, at first I did. Because I was like, damn, I'm an empathetic person. So I feel everybody's emotions. So if I hurt you and if I say something to you that hurts you, I automatically feel that. So I think that's what the anticipation was for me, because I was like, I'm going to feel everything that this man feels when this relationship ends. But at the end of the day, it is going to hurt regardless. We are going to be crying in our beds regardless, because at the end of the day, you still created an attachment with someone. You still created memories, a bond, all of that. So the ending of things like that is going to be fucking hard. But at the end of the day, if you know you made the right decision, and if you know that this was what was best for the both of you, that guilt will subside. And fortunately for me, it has subsided. So I'm not going to feel guilty for living my life now. I'm not going to feel guilty for moving on. Like, I'm sorry, but I've been through a couple heartbreaks before. I've gotten my heart broken before. I've been through this. This is not my first relationship. I have gone through the motions of being like, damn, I wanted that to be my person. But you know what? Now I got to move on and boss up. I've been through that before. So at the end of the day, if that's what we have to do, and if that's the place that we're in, that's the place that we're in, and we need to move on. Hello. And at the end of this situation, we're going to be so much better. We're going to be so much stronger. We might forget each other's fucking name. And if we do, who cares? Because I loved you, you loved me, and now we don't. Like, I'm sorry. Like, and maybe this is because I've done a lot of reflecting in the past 2 weeks, and I'm just like, I'm so unapologetically me, and I'm not going to be upset or feel bad for anybody when it comes to the decisions I have to make for me. So I'm on a whole different level. But like, bro, things end, people's feelings change, life goes on, and that's it. And if I'm being quite honest, I think he blocked me because I went to look last night because I was just fucking curious. I'm a curious cat, and none of his profiles came up. So I was like, oh, okay. Whatever. I mean, also, well, let me not, well, whatever, it is my fucking podcast, who cares? But I feel like I didn't even do nothing for you to really block me, but just be a wonderful, beautiful person. So maybe that's why you blocked me, and now I get it. Who wants to see a beautiful person flourish? Nobody. But anyway, another thing that I wanted to bring up was spinning the block culture. Let me tell you something. When I was like 19, 18, my first two boyfriends, I spun the block on a couple times because they were just cool people. They were cool niggas. But now, fuck them. But I have spun the block in my day. Would I do that now at almost 25? Absolutely not, because I don't want anything that I've already had. Okay? Period. I don't want anything that I've already had. I don't want anybody that I've already had, because if you left my life and if I decided to remove myself from you, you were removed for a reason. So let's remember that reason whenever we want to spin the block. Okay? And this is to all my girls and all my guys too. Don't be spinning the block, especially if you know you stopped fucking with them for a reason. Or, I mean, sometimes spinning the block, sometimes y'all rekindle and y'all figure out you wanted to be together the whole time, and it was just the match made in heaven. But 8 times out of 10, that's not happening like that. So when you're about to spin a block on somebody or you're thinking about it, please be mindful. Please think about it, because, girl, you could get yourself all the way put back in a situation you knew you needed to be out of. I don't want nothing that I have had already. Okay? Because if I had it, I'm sure I could get something better. Period. So the last thing I told you guys, I really had a really short episode, but the last thing I really want to talk about was, and I already touched upon it, but chasing your dreams in 2025. Do not let nobody's opinion, nobody's negative energy tarnish the ideas or the dreams that you know that you can do, or that you know you can bring to fruition and really monopolize on. I have this journal that my friend got for me for Christmas that I've loved, and I write in it every single day. And it was like, in the beginning of the journal, it was like, write down a few things that you're passionate about that you know you can make money off of doing. Obviously, I wrote down podcasting, I wrote down writing, I wrote down so many other things, right? If we actually sat down and realized all of the things we were actually good at. This is for my homegirl Alexa. If you're listening to this, this is totally for you. I was talking to her the other day, and she was like, damn, I should have done so many things. I should have gone to law school. I should have got my degree. I should have did all of this. She was like, because the job market right now, I'm looking for jobs, but all they want is a bachelor's degree. I said, and that's crazy that you say that, because the job market right now, I have the bachelor's degree. I have the master's degree to match, but they want that experience. So either way you go, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. They always want something more than what you have. So it's like, I don't know. The job market right now is shit. I have been, really applying and really, trying to look for some things that I know I would really, really be passionate about. And I have found a few. So we're waiting on those. But I understand what she says by the job market always wanting something more. And she was like, there's other things that I'm good at though. Like I could make jewelry, I could cook, I could do all these things. And I told her, I said, girl, there's been so many times I've gone to your house and you've made me beautiful, amazing meals, blown me the fuck away. If you sat down and you actually recorded those on TikTok, they would do numbers. So, and that's what I mean by little things that we're good at. And I saw this other lady, she was like, everything you do is content. I put my laundry in the dryer the other day. That was content. Because somebody at home is going to watch that shit. And I also, another point that I have is TikTok, if they take away TikTok January 19th, who gives a fuck? Go on there, introduce yourself so that whenever, if they do take TikTok away, the people that find you can transfer over to Instagram and really lock in with you. That's my mentality at this point. Because we got to think of this as a business transaction. Okay? Because that's essentially what it is. Everybody on TikTok is really trying to chase a dream and trying to do something. So we're going to have to, and Instagram I feel like is the same way, but Instagram is just a little slower. I don't know what fucking juice TikTok has, but it's super important for entrepreneurs and for people right now. So I say all that to say, if you can cook something, if you can make a t-shirt, if you can take photographs, if you can do anything that you're good at, that you can make some real money off of, like I said, start with a mustard seed. Write it down. Write everything that you have or everything that you know about it down and start doing it. That's literally honestly, when I started my podcast, I had one microphone and I had my cell phone. That's it. Actually, and I had my laptop. That's it. I had one recording software on my laptop that was super cheap, that I didn't have to pay too much for. And that was it. And that is what created Just Jay. And now I have all these other equipment and all these lighting and all, you know what I mean? So things take time. You're not always going to know everything off rip, nor should you, because that's how you grow and that's how you learn. But if you have a vision that you've been sleeping on all of 2024, because I've had that conversation with her in 2024 too. Girl, 2025, I don't know if y'all think we're getting any younger, but we're not. We're not. And there's so much money to be made on these social media platforms, babe. Yeah, girl, get your money. Get your money up, not your funny up, okay? That's really all I had to say, though. That's really all my talking points for this episode. And I'm so surprised that my laptop didn't die. Like, that is a fucking miracle. But I love y'all very much. I hope you have a great week. I will see y'all next Friday. I can't wait to tell y'all how therapy was for me because, trying to get my screws tightened because they're a little loose. But yeah, I love y'all. I hope you had a great week. I can't wait to talk again. Bye.